to Thursday Live with Alex and Andrew. Alex will be here in less than 2 minutes. I guess I'll introduce myself while we're waiting. Oh, there's a microphone in the way of this camera. So, for those of you who don't know me, what's up, David Mon? So, my name is Andrew Roberts. I am the videographer, photographer for TRE. Worked in the marketing department for a while now. I've worked for Matt for the last 5 years since he, I was his first employee after he and his wife started their property management company a long time ago. And I grew up with Matt. Matt's one of my best friends. And of course, Alex is one of my best friends too. And so happy to be a part of the team. And I have been asked to join these lives to help facilitate some questions that you guys are asking, right? So while we're doing this today, be sure to ask questions for real estate, for Alex, for business, anything. Alex is the, head of operations for every single business that is under the TRE brand. And he knows so much and so knowledgeable on business and in real estate. So feel free to ask questions. Today, we're going to be talking about lead generation. And so we'll dive into that as soon as Alex gets here. But just, I guess, to do a little housekeeping. So yesterday we had an awesome podcast come out. If you guys are, I don't know, if you guys are watching on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, we're big on our YouTube channel and put out a ton of content. And weekly we put out a podcast where we interview various people within the industry. This week we interviewed one of our very own agents, Gia Matalone. And she is a 19-year-old hustler who dropped out of college to pursue real estate full time. And she lives in Corpus Christi. And she's with that, branch of our brokerage down there. And so this week we had a podcast release yesterday with Gia. And man, what a great story she has. It's just so cool to see her passion for real estate, her passion for people grow and to see her pursue that by, dropping out of school. Not to say that dropping out of school is necessarily right for anybody and everybody, but for her, it seems apparent that it is. And so cool to see her story. So go watch that if you can. And you can press the subscribe button on our YouTube channel if you want to as well. Another little bit of housekeeping is if you're in the Austin area, next week we're doing a happy hour on Wednesday. It's going to be at Little Woodrow's here in Austin, North Austin. It's Little Woodrow's on the corner of Palmer and McNeil. And it's going to be from 4 to 6 or 4 to 7. Can't remember. I know it starts at 4 to 7. And it's going to be sweet. It's going to be an opportunity for people to mix and mingle, have a couple drinks, have fun. 4 to 6. I was kidding. I'm a liar. And so anyways, come out next Wednesday. Do we know the date of that? Is that going to be like the 1st or the 31st? 31st. So cool happy hour event. So really excited to see all you guys out there. All of our agents are going to be there. Our entrepreneurs, all of our entrepreneurs are going to be there. And speaking of entrepreneurs, man, it's I've been able to, with being the videographer and photographer for TRE, it has just been so cool to see, man, the people that are, joining the brokerage, right? And the people, our core people who've been with the brokerage for a long time, and to see how we view real estate so differently, and how the people that, excuse the dog, how the people that are a part of the TRE are an entrepreneur. Right? They want to get more out of real estate, right? They want to make money in and on real estate, and not just for themselves, but, for other people, right? They want to help other people. They want to leave a legacy. They want to reach financial freedom, not just for themselves, but for their entire family. And it's so cool to see that passion, to see the good hearts of the people that are part of the brokerage. Hey, everybody, say hi to Alex. What's up, dude?
Hey,
how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. So I introduced myself for the new viewers and listeners. And so you want to do a little word. So we're on Instagram here, we're on Facebook and YouTube here. You need a water?
Yes, please.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Thank you.
And then we're on TikTok here. And so I'm going to have you scoot a little bit towards me if that's okay. Okay.
What we got going on? Hi,
So-
everybody.
So just do a brief bio on who you are, and say hi to the people.
Brief bios.
Who are you? What's your name? What do you do?
My name is Alex Kaufman. Matt and I own TRE together. I'm an entrepreneur. And what was the last one?
That's it.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you drop your questions below. Today we're going to be talking about lead generation.
Sweet.
So this is something that you're pretty passionate about and have seemed to have mastered and do a great job at it. So I guess to start off, I kind of want you to tell me, because you've been on your entrepreneurial journey for many years, right? You have been an entrepreneur since day one. But since, like, I guess maybe starting your first business, right? Like, tell us a little bit about the history of you generating leads and what your mindset was going into that at the beginning.
The mindset is that you have a product or a service that people need, right? And hopefully this product or service solves a problem for somebody. And so in terms of lead generation, what we're trying to do is we're trying to solve problems for people. And we need to know who these people are that need a problem solved for the product or service that you may be in business of selling. So that's always been my mindset for it. So like, couch flipping or couch flipping, what you're doing is you're solving two problems there, right?
Sure.
You're solving the problem of the person who has a couch that they want to get rid of, and then the second problem you're solving is someone who needs a couch.
Okay.
In the process of flipping it. So you're looking for two different types of leads there. You're looking for someone who needs to get rid of a couch and someone who wants to buy a couch.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to solve these two problems for these two people and provide a solution for them. So for lead generation related to real estate, it could be many different things. And you need to identify where those people are at, if they have a problem that needs to be solved, and provide them a solution for that problem.
Okay. So I understand. Yeah, for sure. I totally get it. And that's like, just business, 101, right? Being a problem solver. And that's something that you're really good at. But right. So to even discover those problems, right, is to get the leads, right? Because without leads, you don't have the problems to solve. Am I on point there?
Say that again.
So you're saying like you got to be a problem solver.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if we're talking about lead generation, just in anything, you need to go find the people who you plan to solve a problem for. Those are your leads, right? So in real estate, if you're a wholesaler, you're trying to solve two problems. You are trying to solve the problem of someone who needs to sell a home or a property, and then you're solving the problem for someone who wants to buy the home or the property, the investor potentially, or the retailer and buyer. So for the person who needs to sell a home, who are these people and how can you get in touch with them? If anybody here has been following us for a long time or has looked up anything on YouTube or listened to any podcast about wholesaling, you know that you want to find people who are potentially in situations where they may need to sell for whatever reason, distressed properties. They could be going into pre-foreclosure. They could be an investor who's having to evict a tenant and realizes that they don't really want to be a landlord anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It could be someone who's going through a divorce. It could be someone who owes tax liens on their property. It could be someone who has fire damage on the property, someone who has code violations on the property, someone who has water damage on the property, someone who is inheriting a property through probate. All these different things would be ways to identify someone who potentially needs to sell the house and doesn't want to put all the work into it to update it, doesn't want to list it on the market. They're just really looking for, as a solution to their problem, a quick cash offer, sell it for less than maybe what they could if they were willing to put all this or able to put all this work into it over time and then list it on the market.
Yeah. Sure. Absolutely. Real quick before we move on to the next question. So we have a comment. Would you mind reading that on TikTok?
Where do you do real estate?
Who is it from?
Niagara Real Estate.
All right. Thanks for commenting, Niagara Real Estate. We do real estate everywhere, baby. Mainly, so our headquarters is in Austin, Texas. What? Our headquarters is in Austin, Texas. We have branches in Corpus, Houston. We have people in Dallas and San Antonio too. But anyways, we'll do real estate anywhere. Anyways, so you mentioned a whole lot of people that would be good candidates or good clients for, in your example, wholesaling, right? So how do you, so like you said, tax liens, divorce, yada, yada, yada. How do you find those people, right?
Sure. I wish I could share a screen. A lot of this, at least here in Texas, is public information. So a lot of this is listed on the county's website. If it's not listed on the county's website, you can go to county clerks and pull all these records. You can go to like certain precincts within the county and get eviction filings, for example. Those go to the different precincts that the property is a part of. A lot of this stuff is public information. Divorce filings, public information. Probate filings, public information. Pre-foreclosure filings, public information. Tax liens, public information. Code violations, public information. So you can find all these through your local county.
Okay, cool. So just on the county website.
Yeah. So you
and then
can,
they have contact information for those particular people, or
nope.
then what?
I'm not too sure how it looks in other states, but here in Texas, there is an appraisal district for each county. So the appraisal district has what?
Nothing. I'm thinking. The wheels are turning, buddy. This is good info.
The appraisal district has it has a lot of different information. It has tax information, tax rates, the property legal description, the owner, percentage of ownership, mailing addresses for the owner. So let's just say I go to the county and I pull a pre-foreclosure list. What you can do, if you're just going straight to the county and you're pulling these records, you're going to see the filings. So you will pull the actual document that was filed by an attorney for this pre-foreclosure. It's going to have all this information. Each document is not going to be exactly the same. The different attorneys may have it written in different ways. But what you're looking for is you're looking for the person who is getting foreclosed on. You're looking for the potential date that this foreclosure auction is going to happen. You're looking for the property address. You can see the amount that they're getting foreclosed, what they owe, what they haven't been paying. Boom. So you have who the owner is, property address, the foreclosure date. You have the amount that they owe. And here you can start gauging if this could potentially be a good opportunity. So I'll run through a couple good examples. So let's say I pull two filings. One filing says that Mr. Roberts,
That's me.
Yep, he got a loan from Chase Bank, for example.
No, I don't bank with Chase.
And he got it for this property. The property was bought in 2021. Mr. Roberts has not been paying his mortgage
That doesn't align with my character
for the last 10 months.
Uh-huh.
And
I distracted you. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay, so he has
So Andrew Roberts hasn't been paying his mortgage for the last 10 months. And let's say the property is worth, it has the address, let's say it's 124 Main Street. You look it up, you find out that this property, 124 Main Street, is worth approximately $500,000. And you see in here that Mr. Roberts owes $480,000. So there is a spread of $20,000 from what Mr. Roberts owes, what the property is worth. He bought it in 2021. There's not a tremendous amount of equity in there potentially. So is this worth my time to track down Mr. Roberts, negotiate a deal, to see if we can help him out, to see if we can do whatever it may be for this small gap of $20,000 when the property is worth $500,000? The answer is no. So we pass that one to the side and we move on.
Mm-hmm.
But the next one is Mrs. Pinson. Mrs. Pinson she bought 125 Main Street. It was bought in 2010. She only owes $80,000. That's what they're foreclosing on. Mm-hmm. And the property is worth $450,000. So there is a big gap of equity in there. between the 80 that she owes and the 450 that the property is worth. Her foreclosure date, the foreclosure auctions in Texas, they happen on the first Tuesday of the month. So let's see here. If I pull Mrs. Penson's file and it says that the foreclosure auction for her is going to happen on September 6th. That's the first Tuesday of September. And that's when the auction is. That means I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got about 12 days to get this closed before the auction date. There are certain ways that I could help Mrs. Penson stop that auction from happening if we go under contract and we work something out with the lender to stop or postpone the foreclosure date. But I've realized that Ms. Penson has a lot of equity here, and she likely will be able to get a deal done with me if I can figure out a way to solve some problem for her. Mm-hmm. So I passed away Mr. Roberts' file, and I'm going to go focus on Ms. Penson's file. Mm-hmm. So from here, what I've got name, address, amount owed, auction date, and I know who the lender was, and also all the attorneys involved. Right. So this is what I'm going to do. There's ways that you can pay for the information, and then there's free ways to do it. But first, what I'm going to do is, let's say her property is in Austin and Travis County. So I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to type in Travis County Appraisal District. Hit search, hit enter, pull it up, go to the appraisal district, go to property search, click property search twice. Not sure why they have you do that. Then you are going to go to searching for Ms. Penson. I can do this in two different ways. I can search for her name, or I can search with her address. Either should pop up the address if it is in Travis County. So from here, I'm going to be pulling up all the information on Ms. Penson's property at 125 Main Street. Mm-hmm. It's going to give me all the tax information. It's going to give me who the owner is, who's on the deeds. It's going to tell me the legal description. It's going to tell me what percentage ownership. It's going to also tell me Ms. Penson's mailing address. So we have the property address and the mailing address. If the mailing address is the property address, then we can hope to assume that Ms. Penson still lives at the property. Right. So if the mailing address is different than the property address, then Ms. Penson lives elsewhere. And this property could be a rental. Maybe it's been vacant for 10 years. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But she doesn't live there. So with the mailing address and the person's name, you can do a couple of things. You could send them some mail, right? You could write a letter. You could send it to them in the mail. You could say, "Hi, Mrs. Penson. I, pulled your file from the Travis County Appraisal from the courthouse. I'm trying to help solve this solution for you." If her auction date is in 12 days, you might not want to send it in the mail because it's going to take 5+ days to get there, and maybe it gets lost, and who knows.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to interrupt real quick, just before we move past it. So you gave two examples of her being having the house as a primary residence, or the mailing address matches the property address or not. Have you seen one of those examples to be more I guess, better than the other? Like, is the motivated seller the one who has
No, not necessarily. It just
Depends.
it just dictates how I'm going to contact them next and what options I have.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, so you could send her a piece of mail. If the auction date is in 12 days, you may not want to do that. If you're local, you could drive over to the address. You go knock on the door. You could try and talk to her. Say, "Hey, Ms. Penson, trying to solve this problem for you." Go through the whole thing. Mm-hmm. If wherever that is, whether she lives at the property or she doesn't, you can go to the mailing address. If the mailing address is a P.O. box, which sometimes it is, then obviously you're not going to go there and knock on the door. You could go to the property address and knock on the door, even if they have a different mailing address, and see if you can talk to somebody. Maybe there's a tenant there, like, "Hey, how do I get in touch with the owner? How do I get in touch with the landlord?" Mm-hmm. And just talk to the neighbors. Maybe they used to live there. "Hey, do you know Ms. Penson? I'm trying to get a hold of her." You have to be resourceful. So you can do it those two ways. Go knock on the door, try and be resourceful, and send some mail. You can also look up her phone number, her email address, potential relatives' phone numbers and email addresses, and you can do this. Go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you're gonna say something.
You're freaking me out because you're looking at you're not looking at me. You're looking at me. Anyways, how do you find those email addresses and phone numbers?
Yeah, so
I'm
I was
sure
about
you.
to go into it.
Yeah, I knew it.
All
That's
right.
why I didn't say anything.
So you can, one free way to do it is to do it through truepeoplesearch.com. You go to truepeoplesearch.com. I can search up the name, I can search up the address, I can search the city, and I can see if anything populates. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it'll populate if there's 20 people in Austin, Texas who are named Ms. Pinson, then you may have to sort through that and use some reasoning behind it. Like it shows you some things in the results, like it'll show you like previous addresses when you click in the results. And so obviously you're looking for one. If she doesn't live at the address, you're looking for one that shows the address that she did live at. If she bought the property in 2010, let's just assume she was at least 18 years old at that point when she bought the property. And so if you're looking through True People Search and you find something that says that Ms. Pinson on this result is 21 years old, then that's probably not your candidate, right? So you have to use some logic, use some reasoning on who these are, or you could just call all of them. But if you typically there's multiple results, you filter through it and you say, this one's definitely Ms. Pinson. It says she's 38 years old. She did have this address as a previous address. Here are the 4 potential phone numbers that could be Ms. Pinson's. There are 3 landlines. There's 1 mobile number. Here are the 4 potential email addresses that could be Ms. Pinson's. And then it shows you potential relatives. If you go through here, it says like Ms. Pinson's sister, Ms. Pinson's mother, Ms. Pinson's brother, and uncle, whatever. And so start calling those numbers. Try and get a hold of Ms. Pinson. Hey, Ms. Pinson, this is Alex with Thierry. I'm calling you about your property on this address. Is now a bad time to talk? And then just start building some rapport, asking some questions. No, this isn't Ms. Pinson, and then hang up on you or whatever. Go to the next one. Work through these phone numbers. They don't answer, leave a voicemail. Send them a text message. Call them again in a couple of hours. Call those numbers until they tell you that, no, it's not them.
2 things. So you're saying like, send them a text message, leave them a voicemail, right? Is there a number of touches that you've seen to be successful? And when I say touches, I mean different points of not actually physically touching somebody, but calling, voicemail, text, yada yada yada. Is there a number?
Yep. There's a statistic that you need to have at least 12 touches.
12. Cool. Good number. Hey guys, also viewers, if you guys aren't taking notes, you should be taking notes. This is a lot of juicy info. And make sure you comment below some questions. We do have one that I was actually curious about too. So like you're calling these people, as far as like True People Search, I know that there are a couple acronyms. I think D&D and D&C, which is, can you tell the listeners what that is? And does True People Search have it?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. But it stands for do not call.
Do not call. And so if you find a list and that has that available, do not call, then you should not call them, right?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Sounds good. Okay.
I don't know if it shows that on True People Search or not. I can't remember.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
I've never looked for it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So text message, voicemails, multiple touches, and if none of them work, you should have some emails. Send out an email to all 4 emails on there. Say, hey, Miss, same thing. You're in touch with them. You're trying to have a conversation. You're not trying to sell them on this conversation. You just want to get in touch with them and start building some rapport. If no phone numbers work, if no emails work, you'll have your list of relatives. Same thing. Hey, is this Ms. Penn's sister? This is Alex. I'm trying to get a hold of her. She used to live at this property at this address. You just gotta be a detective, and you gotta get in there and you have to go in and try and find out how to get in touch with these people. You have to be creative. Go to Facebook, look up Ms. Pinson. See if you can find a profile on Facebook that matches Mrs. Pinson's characteristics. Send them a message. Hey, Ms. Pinson, this is Alex. I am trying to contact you about your house over here. LinkedIn, another way. Just get creative, and you can find people like that. If you don't want to do all of that research manually, you can pay through services such as
That was good. Yeah, you're leading to my next question. And real quick before I ask that question, thanks for the comments from Niagara Real Estate Realtor in Niagara Falls in Canada. What's the real estate like there? Comment with the I guess the average home price right now, because we'd love to invest. And then we got another comment from. Do you know what that says? It's on YouTube. So whoever commented on,
Saludos.
yep. Somebody's in.
Saludos, ATX.
Got it.
Hola.
Cool. Hola, ¿cómo estás? And then we have another comment on Instagram. Who's this from? Do we know? You can say it out loud. Use your voice. Okay, got it. Thanks for the comment, Rebecca. Do not disturb on a tax letter. So you're wondering if...
I'm not sure, Rebecca.
Okay. Thanks for the comment, though. Keep them coming. So my next question was exactly what you were leading into, right? So paying a service, right, for leads. What is do you think it's better for, let's just say a new into real estate, right? Should they be grinding and doing all these things, taking all these steps that you're talking about, or should they just pay somebody? I mean, I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I think you should know how to do it. If you wanted to skip trace Ms. Pinson's contact information,
what? Nothing.
If you wanted to skip trace Ms. Pinson's contact information, maybe it'd cost you like 15 cents or something like that. So it's not a whole lot of money. But you can use services such as like Skip Genie is one. And you can do manual searches for individuals. You can also bulk skip trace. When I say skip trace, I'm referring to pulling the contact information for a name, address, mailing address. So you can do it in bulk. You can pay for these services. There's no source out there that's 100% accurate data. I've never found one, and I've never heard anyone claim to be that. Just because, contact information changes frequently. So, I do like Skip Genie. Skip Genie is good. There's definitely wrong information on there that you pay for, but it's okay in price. It's not the best, but it's okay in data too, which is good. But I would suggest that you learn how to do it manually, and then as you scale your operations, you can absolutely look at paying for it.
Yeah. I was curious about that too. With so like you starting off in real estate, right? Like you did all these things. This is how you learn. This is firsthand. Learning by doing. And then now, right? Like you've created like a system, right? So that'd be the goal, to like create a system for your business, right? Okay. Hey, those are my questions. You can't look at this. My next question would be, so you've talked about like doing the research yourself. What opinion on like Google ads and Facebook ads? Whether those work, which one of those is the best? Any opinion on that? Because I'm sure people are curious about it.
Yeah, I think they work. I think they can work.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
What are y'all giggling about?
Okay.
I think they can work.
Okay.
We've run through this question. I believe we actually ran through this question last time.
Oh,
on live. You remember?
Yeah.
And my response was, I think that certain things work better than others, and just make sure you do it right. And if something's not working and you're spending money on it, then switch it up. Try something out. Matt and I used to run Facebook ads for like We Buy Houses Cash or whatever, back in like 2017, 18, 19, somewhere around there. So, works. I don't think we got anything from it, actually.
Right. But it works for somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure it works out there for somebody. It's just you got to pay to play. Same thing for Google.
Facts.
You're paying per click, right? So when someone clicks on your ad, you're paying per click. And in Austin, Texas, the cost, I don't know this off the top of my head, but maybe it's somewhere around like $50 per click for Austin Realtor or something for this Google ad, and you're bidding on these. So everybody who wants to have that ad on Google PPC is bidding on this keyword of Austin Realtor, for example.
And that's just the word. That's not like a lead, not a guaranteed lead, right?
The word?
But you said $50. It's per click.
Per click.
Right,
so
right.
I could get on there.
It's not guaranteed lead.
I could get on there. I'm not looking for an Austin, Texas realtor to buy a house with. I get on there and click. Sometimes I do it. I'm like, that just cost that person $50.
Sometimes I do it.
So you can, it's not guaranteed lead. So
yeah,
you can, what will happen though is you click the ad, then it brings you into some landing page, hopefully, and then hopefully that person fills out their information. And then from there, let's say you paid $50 for 100 clicks. You spent $5,000, and out of the 100 clicks, say only 20 of them filled out the form for you to help them find their first home. Out of those 20, only 5 of them answered. The others inputted the wrong information. They won't answer your calls, whatever. So you paid $5,000 for 5 people who actually answered their phone. Out of those 5 people who actually answered their phone, 3 of them tell you, well, I was just shopping, I wanted to look at some properties, and I'm thinking about buying a house. We're definitely not ready to do it now, whatever. So maybe that lead turns into something later. So you don't trash it, and you continue to work that lead, build a relationship with that lead, add value for that lead. But out of the 2, one says, yes, I want to buy right now. My credit score is a 400. My price range to buy here in Austin is at $80,000 and whatever. Unfortunately, that lead's just not going to work for an Austin, Texas property. So then you got one left, and this is a good one. And this one, maybe you go out and show houses to, and hopefully you get a deal done. And so you got 100 clicks, 20 leads, 5 calls, 3 not readies, 1 not qualified, 1 who's qualified and ready to go. And hopefully that works out there. So that's just an example of how it could go, right? And so that's what you're doing.
Got it. Cool. Generally speaking,
any other questions with that? That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Facebook, probably same scenario.
Sure. Yeah. Got it. Cool.
People generally say, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, I know you keep going.
So we don't run a lot of PPC and Facebook ads for this specifically, but I do study it, and I do listen to people who do, and people generally say that Google PPC leads are better than Facebook leads. Cool. So take that for what it's worth.
Good to know. Yeah. So switching to, I guess maybe advice for realtors, right? I was thinking about open houses. So first question is, you think open houses are good for lead generation? And then second question, follow up is, if you do, any advice on open houses?
Great. We actually recorded a video on how to open house. If you want to watch it, click here. Just kidding.
We haven't. This is live. We're not.
I know.
That was funny.
That's an inside joke with Andrew and I.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, we did. We released it a long time ago.
Just go rifle through our YouTube channel and find the open house advice, or new agent advice.
Apparently, we never released it. But
go look for it. I mean, just go watch all the videos, see if you can find it in there.
Andrew and I spent about maybe 8 hours at that point in time.
Yeah.
Oh, we spent about 8 hours recording this video. But yeah, open houses are a great option for you. Now that we're thinking about it, I cannot believe that video is not released. Anyways,
I can't believe it either.
Do you remember how emotional making that video was?
Yeah.
And we went through all that, and then
we'll release it.
It hasn't been released yet.
Or maybe it has. Who knows? Go look for it. Anyways.
All right. So open houses are a great option. Right now, I'm actually hearing that open houses are not producing the best results, though. So But I definitely don't want to discourage you from going out there and doing open houses. And it's a great option for you to, have free marketing. Maybe you pay for some cookies or something like that. Pay for some signs for the open house. But other than that, it's not costing you a tremendous amount, just your time. It's a great opportunity to go speak to people who are interested in buying. Hopefully they show up. Great opportunity for you to market yourself as an active realtor in the business via social media, your signs, print, flyers, and things of that nature. You go around, you talk to the neighbors, let them know, hey, I'm hosting this open house. You want to come check it out? Are you looking to sell? This is what this is listed for. Just having conversations with people. And so it's a good opportunity for you to get out there and try and jump something up.
Yeah, cool. Good advice. So on the lines of realtors and or investors, and if you're both, you're an entrepreneur, which we're chock full of here. So letters. I know you mentioned that as one of the touches. What do you think is better, handwritten letters or mailers? More effective. That's an old question.
I know. Did we ever get clarification on it? I want to answer it for Rebecca if we can.
She just asked us on a text letter. She got one in the mail, and said something about D&D. The letter was from a tax specialist, though, and she can't find what it stands for anywhere.
I'm not sure, but if you email it to me, I'll help you.
She said she'll touch base with you.
I'll help you figure it out.
Cool. Thanks.
Handwritten or postcards? I think they both work. Obviously, the more personal you can get with it, the better. Which would be your handwritten letter. We know someone who mails out mailboxes. Can you imagine? They send out mailboxes to people to get their attention. Imagine,
I don't understand. This is a conundrum. I don't understand this. How do you fit a mailbox inside a mailbox?
It doesn't. I mean, every package you get doesn't go in your mailbox.
My mind is blown.
Yeah, every package you get doesn't go to your mailbox, right?
Okay.
Like when you order
for the joke, you couldn't go long.
When you order your big thing of protein, they don't put that in the mailbox, do they?
They try. Anyways, they ship mailboxes to people.
Ship mailbox with a note inside. I forget what.
With a note inside.
I forget what the note says. But it grabs their attention. It gets them to read it. I don't know about y'all, but I never check mail. Personally, I check it.
It'd be so sick if they had a picture of Tom Hanks and it said, "You've got mail." Genius marketing idea here. You guys can take that and run with it. Go ahead.
On the mailbox, it's like digitally printed on there, Tom Hanks.
That'd be sick.
So yeah, you want to grab the attention, right? So whether it's a handwritten letter or if it's your post create that is creative in the sense where it grabs someone's attention when they get it. We also know someone who we've been on calls or maybe we had them come talk at our meeting and he's just sitting down and he's like, yeah, I keep a box full of every postcard that I get.
Wow.
So he has this big box of every postcard he's ever received, and he likes to take them because he owns properties, so people are always sending him mailers. He likes to take them and analyze, wow, this one really grabbed my attention because of this aspect of marketing. Like some are bright pink, some are plain, some are this, some are that. Some have big words, small words, pictures, no pictures, bright colors, not bright colors. So what he does is he likes to take all these, look at them, analyze it, study it, see, wow, this was really smart that they did this way. So postcards work, handwritten works, door knocking works, cold calling works, texting works, mailing mailboxes works. All of these things work. Some things cost more money than others. Some things cost more time than others. But they all work. And what I would recommend is that it doesn't matter which lead generation way you go down when you're getting started. Just start. Do one, be consistent with it. Do a couple, be consistent with both. Don't try it once and think that it's going to work and stop when it doesn't, because it's not going to work your first time. Do not expect to send one postcard and get a bunch of leads. Send 6, 12, 24. Send a lot. Don't expect to make one phone call and get a deal done. Make a minimum of 12, 100. Stay in touch with them for years. If you go and knock on their door and they're not there and the car's not in the driveway, come back when the car is in the driveway. It doesn't matter. Just find one that you feel comfortable doing and that you're willing to go all in on, and go all in on it and be consistent with it.
Cool. On that note, we are going to close out. That was a good way to end it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscribes. If you're on YouTube, or if you're not on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. That would mean the absolute world to us. We're just so grateful that you guys are a part of our TRE family, you know, a part of the entrepreneur family, a part of Opportunity City. And so, you know, we love you guys so much. And so tomorrow, I'm going to be back with Matt at 11:30 a.m. On live. And we're going to be talking about his entrepreneurial journey, the OG, the guy who laid out the roadmap for all of us. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 11:30 for that. And then next week, we'll be back on Thursday.
Quick note. Completely unrelated, but on topic of OG, there's this place in Round Rock called, what is it called? Chicken Place? What's it called? Just for all you locals around here.
What's it? 22?
Yeah, Tumble 22.
Tumble 22.
Go to Tumble 22, get the OG chicken sandwich. If you like, you can choose your spiciness level, but I promise you won't regret it.
Yeah, it is good chicken. They also have good mac and cheese, too.
All right.
On that note, stay hungry, stay entrepreneurial. We'll see you later, guys.